Hello and welcome to CW Applied Technology on another typical summer's afternoon here in Ireland, warm and damp. Anyway, I've decided to take a slightly different approach in how we present this month's improvements. I'm going to take my own highly subjective list of favourite improvements from May and list them from 10 to 1 and intersperse them with pictures of other improvements that nearly but didn't quite make my own personal cut. I hope you enjoy what you're about to see. I'll talk to you again later. So we start off with number 10, and it's the transfer of the engineering office from the first floor to the ground floor, which was Paddy's idea. This has led to much closer integration between engineering and manufacturing, as they now are co-located in the same space, and has resulted in much greater ability for us to respond quickly to issues within manufacturing and ultimately provide a much higher level of responsiveness to our customers. So onwards to number 9, and this is an idea brought to life by Trish when she had the issue of trying to get water from the sinks in the bathrooms into the bucket for cleaning. We have a slogan that we have on the walls of our creative space, and we also use it on our advertising literature, and that is a quote from Arthur Ashe that says, "Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can." And this is a classic example of the implementation of that idea. So the next improvement, number 8, comes from Mary, and it involves something out of 3S, which is a place for everything and everything in its place, using cases that we had in stock. We bought for a project a number of years ago that didn't materialise, and using it now to store test kit for a particular product. Obviously the test kit is not in use every day, but when it is in use, we know exactly where to find it. It's labelled up correctly, and it's also kept safely and secure when it's not in use. And so the next improvement in number 7 comes from Teresa, and this was to do with the cutlery trays in the canteen. Cutlery trays are moving around in the drawer every time the drawer was closed or pulled open. So now Teresa got a fixed position for the trays and raised the top end of the trays as you're looking at it in the picture, so that it's much easier to grab knife or spoon or whatever you're looking for when you open the drawer. The next improvement comes from Nathan, or perhaps should be more accurately described as a collaboration between Nathan and Trish. Nathan was training Trish in our new stencil assembly equipment, and a question asked by Trish resulted in Nathan ensuring that the answer was provided where the question was asked. And the improvement I've selected, number 5, comes from Aisling. Aisling has been using a to-do list idea on her desk for some time now, but found it was gradually not really fulfilling the purpose for which she needed. So she totally redesigned it and is now using this one, which is much more suitable for her needs and prompts her with questions that she needs to be asking every day. And on to the improvement coming in at number 4, and that's from Geraldine. A lot of our products require a certain amount of hand soldering, and because the PCB size can vary hugely, it's quite difficult to get tooling that will allow such a wide variety of PCB size. So Geraldine hit upon the idea of using an ESD protected foam to allow the pens, in this case, to be held in place and PCB placed down over the pens, and soldering becomes much easier to accomplish. Coming in at number 3 came initially from Josephine and was improved upon further by Mary. We were charging batteries for a particular product singly. Josephine introduced a 4-up charger, and Mary doubled down on that, if you like, by making sure that we labelled all of the output ports, the batteries, the cables, so no room for confusion, everything very clear. Second favourite improvement of the month comes from Nathan. Nathan is a great guy for wanting to share knowledge. Once he learns something, he likes to share it with people, and as he says himself, ensuring that the answer is provided where the question is asked. This is a classic example where he discovered something around nozzle placement on our placement equipment, and again, as I say, he ensures that the answer is provided wherever anybody in the future might ask the question. So we're nearly there. We're nearly at my favourite improvement for me. I hope you've been able to take something from what you've seen so far for wherever you are. And before I show this final and my favourite improvement, as I say for me, I want to say a special word of thanks to a guy called Ronan Gillard, who was introduced to us by Paul Akers. Ronan came down to us at the beginning of May with his 3D printer. We were able to get all our people together, and he was able to demonstrate the capability of 3D printing. And given that we work in the electronics industry, and as such we don't have CNC machines or milling machines and so on site, 3D printing offers us huge opportunity for producing process improvement devices, poka-yoke devices if you will. And we're very grateful for the help and the advice that Ronan has given us. So onward to our final and my favourite improvement for me, and I hope you enjoy, as I say, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you. So to my own personal favourite improvement from May. As I say, Ronan Gillard came to us at the beginning of May to show his 3D printer. He volunteered to 3D print whatever poka-yoke or device we wanted to help drive process improvement. Noel came up with some ideas around a particular product and a process improvement we needed, sent the files to Ronan. Ronan printed the device and sent it on to us. And the following is a video we sent to Ronan to give him feedback on the implementation of the device within our process.
Yeah, hi Ronan, how you doing? Thanks very much for your 3D printed part. It came in today and it's working beautifully now. So thanks for that. We had to make a couple of small modifications. Well, it was basically just sanding down some of the plastic so that we could fit the part on. So the part itself, obviously you know what it came out like. We put in a spring-loaded button. That's what the hole here was for. And the idea is that we can align this button with the button on this pole. So the yellow button slips in over here. Sits down nicely into the slot. You then line up your pole and you give it a couple of taps with your hammer. And you see that's lined up perfectly. Then just slips out. And it's all lined up perfectly with the full product. You can slot it on here. So it's taken out an awful lot of guesswork and human error with that. So thanks very much for that.